Grand Rising, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, this here, what we're gonna do right now is what is your perspective of love and why? Okay. However, the topic here is gonna be surrounded around self-love. All right. I'm just going with the flow and where I'm guided to go with these messages and with these discussions. Okay? Because as interesting as it is, the topic of discussion and insight was about grounding yourself. So, I mean, it makes sense. We in Leo season. So it makes sense. So if you are new here to my channel, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate your love, your support, your likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, and all of those great things. Okay. If you missed the announcements that I made yesterday, I will no longer be doing tarot. Well, I haven't done tarot anyway since last year, but I will no longer be doing readings. I'm not doing readings anymore. Okay, that journey is come to an end. So I closed out that last week. And I'm no longer doing readings anymore. All right, I do have what I'm going to be doing listed in the announcements video. Okay, so visit that video for any updates or information that you may need. August 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a giveaway. I am giving away 2 gift boxes. Self-care, self-healing, grounding, restoration, rejuvenation, cleansing gift boxes. Okay. More information about that is also in the announcement section. Okay. Well, not the announcement section, but the announcements video that I did yesterday. So please go visit that. I don't want y'all to miss out. I want everybody to have a fair shot. Okay, it's Leo season. So, yes, I am changing things around on my channel, but it's not going to be completely different. I'm just not doing readings anymore. Okay, I'm just not doing readings anymore. I haven't done tarot anyway in a really long time. So, I just won't be doing readings anymore. I am, however, going to do the things that I listed in the announcements video. So go watch the announcements video. Okay, it says PSA. I have a few announcements. Go watch that. All right, I will keep you guys updated, and I will repeat this for the next couple weeks. All right, up until we do the drawing and have the drawing, I'm going to let you guys know over and over, because I know some will miss it, some will miss out, some will not. I know how I go. Okay, so I'm going to keep updating you guys and letting you know what's going on. All right. Alexa, volume down 1. Music a little loud. Okay. And I'm still gonna be me. All right, I'm still gonna be who I am. I'm not gonna get up here and be something I'm not just because I'm not doing readings anymore. Okay, it is what it is. But what is your perspective of love and why? So what I want you guys to do is ask yourself that question. Okay, I want you to write it down when you ask yourself this question. However, I want you to write down, this is going to be centered around your love for yourself. And what does your love for yourself look like? We're going to go into love in different areas down the line. But today, that's what this is. What does your love for yourself look like to you? What does it feel like to you? Okay, how can you build on that? How can you increase the love you have for yourself? Okay, how can you take the love for you, the love that you have for yourself, and apply it to different areas of your life? All right, because you can. It's just how would you and how do you? All right. Self-love is the most important thing that you can have for yourself, because if you don't have self-love, you can't love nobody else. You can't. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love anyone else. You cannot, you can't do a lot of things. You could try, but it ultimately hurts you internally. Okay? So build on your self-love, figure out different ways to build on that. And I will say, Rich Rising King, Rico King, how you feeling? How you been? Where you been? So, yeah, what does it look like to you? All right. How does it, what does that love you give yourself, what does that look like? How does that feel? Okay. How are you able to take that and give it out in the world? Okay. Because it matters. You know, we live to learn and learn to live. And love, your love that you have for yourself, you can teach that to others. You can use that self-love to teach others in multiple different ways. Okay, because you can love yourself in multiple different ways. But I'm going to say love yourself entirely as a whole. Okay, because ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. I'm just saying. All right. So just ask yourself that question. And when you do, write it down so you can better understand it. Sometimes it takes for you to actually write things out, for you to look at it and see, just look at it and see what it looks like on paper. And after you look and see what it looks like on paper, build on it in your mind. But put it on paper first before you start to build on it in your mind. Because we can all be like, oh, I love myself. I do this and that and that. But really think about your level of self-love. Okay? Really think about and consider how you love yourself. All right? Because the love that you have for yourself is going to show up in the way that you treat other people. Okay? So you don't say you love yourself, but you treat other people horribly. That don't work like that. That's not how that works. Okay? Just FYI, and we are going to dive more into it later, but the focus today is going to be self-love and what that looks and feels like to and for you. All right? Um and I even just spoke about this in the topics of discussion video. So go revisit that. All right? Watch that. It's about 12 minutes long, if that. I don't even think it's a whole 12 minutes. All right. Check the Rising Wisdom to Start Your Day message. All right. All of these, when I do these, they'll pretty much all go together. That's just how it's looking. Like they're all going to go together. All right. Divine oneness. All right. But yeah, the love you have for yourself will always show up in the way that you treat others. Okay. The appreciation that you have for yourself, the gratitude that you have for yourself, that's all a part of having self-love. All right. So just, we're going to revisit this. But I want y'all to really ask yourself that. And then ask yourself how you treat others. And then revisit that question of what your self-love looks like. Because it's a reflection. So just be mindful of that, okay? It's good to see you too. I know that's right. Sometimes you gotta go ghost. Sometimes you have to. It's a must. That's a part of self-love. Yeah. Yes. Solitude. It's okay to be in solitude. A lot of people look at that as a form of depression, and in some ways it is. But in other ways, it's a way of not only getting to know yourself and building on yourself and building on your inner and outer, but it's just a way to love on yourself more, to remove you from the outside world, from all the noise, all the chaos, all the havoc. You need that time of solitude to yourself to rebuild, restore, rejuvenate. Listen, nah, I'm telling you. So I don't know if I said it already, but I'm telling you, August 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a giveaway. And I'm giving away 2 self-care, self-healing gift boxes, okay? Full of items in the journals that I mentioned. So definitely go watch the announcements video. I don't want y'all to miss out. And I am going to repeat it. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it, because I know sometimes it has to be repeated. So I'm going to repeat it. Yes, definitely. All the distractions. Because that's what they are, distractions. They're distractions. And sometimes you got to close your mind off to all of that. All right. So do that. We're going to make that an assignment and we'll revisit that later. Okay. But yeah, what does your self love look like and feel like to you, for you? All right. You got to ask yourself, is it whole or is it distorted now? I'm just saying, ask yourself, is it whole or distorted? Let me tell you what it looks like to have distorted self-love. When you constantly pouring into others. When the cups ain't... This man keep showing up on my... It's 10:23. When the cups aren't balanced, when you constantly pouring out of your cup and you're not pouring into your cup, or you don't have anyone else pouring into your cup, that distorted self-love is going to show up. And it's going to show up as frustration. It's going to show up as irritability. It's going to show up as a lot of things that are low vibrational. Okay? But it's all about balance. Okay? Having balance within yourself. And knowing when and how to balance that energy out. Okay? Knowing when to check yourself. Knowing when to redirect yourself. Yes, it's great to have others to do it and to tell you you're doing a great job. All right? Sometimes you have to tell yourself you're doing a great job. Sometimes you have to redirect and check yourself. Okay? And that's okay. That's okay. You got to pour into yourself. Even if you have someone else doing that for you, you still do it for yourself. Okay? Still do that for yourself. All right? So that's it, y'all. I'm going to end it there. These going to be real light, not long, short and simple, unless it's guided in a different direction. Okay? But everything I'm doing now will be very much light, short, sweet, and simple. Okay? All right. Because it don't take much. I just heard just a touch of love. A little bit. For real. Yes. Self-motivation, baby. They said you got to get up, get out, and get something. Let me stop, man. The way I be so hyper and just how my energy is, you would think it's like crazy to me because I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do no type of drugs. Never did no type of drugs. I did used to smoke weed and I used to drink, right? But my energy is so different and I love that. Like I appreciate that within myself. I appreciate that for myself. I love that for myself because I can remember at times when I used to drink, okay, and times where I used to smoke weed. And I would just smoke weed just to chill, relax, enjoy, just to enjoy what I thought would be enjoying life a little more. But it wasn't that for me. It was just like zoning out and I didn't care about nothing. I didn't care about nothing. Everything, it didn't bother me. Things didn't bother me as much. It didn't bother me, but out of nowhere, I was just cold turkey. I do things cold turkey out of nowhere. Like I think about it, and if the thoughts show up in my mind more than 3 times, that means it's a go. Okay, so that's how it was for me. I just cold turkey stopped drinking. And August is my anniversary month for not drinking, not being drunk, not none of that. Okay, that's my anniversary month for that. So I always do things in the month of August. And that started years ago. I started shifting negative energy. Let me tell y'all a way that I learned how to pour into myself. Okay, um negative memories that I've had from my past, and I didn't want to think of certain things, so I would shift the energy, transmute the energy. We talk about that a lot. So I would shift the energy and transmute the energy. But what transmuting the energy looked like for me at those times were when I have memories on the dates that I have negative memories or thoughts or whatever the case may be, I'll do something positive. I'll do something uplifting. I'll do something motivational. I'll do something that creates a better memory, okay, for that date, for that time, for that, it's just, I create better memories. So that's what works for me. Like I just said in the last video I just did, you got to find what works for you. Everyone has to find what works for them because everyone is not the same. Everyone doesn't process things the same. Okay, and you can heal in different ways. Healing doesn't look the same for everyone. And the one thing about healing that is the same for everyone, it's a painful process. It's a painful process. It's not easy. It's not quick. It's not fast. It's a painful process. That doesn't look like joy and rainbows and ribbons and stars and banners and fireworks. It don't look like that. It looks like pain, tears, snotty nose, baby. I'm telling you. It does not feel good at first to start that process and go through that healing process. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But as long as you're willing to go through the process and learn the lessons attached to the circumstances, the situations, because there's a lesson in everything we go through. Okay, there's a lesson in everything we go through. That's why I always say we live to learn to live. Learn how to live better. The lessons teach you how to live better. What to do, what not to do, what's for you, what's not for you. That's a process. That is all a part of the healing process. Learning better, learning how to live. You really don't know how to live because once you really do not know how to live. And this is something I tell my son because he's getting ready to be 18 and he's like, oh, I want to be on my own so bad and I'm going to be on my own and this and that. And I tell him, you ain't ready. You think you're ready. And this comes from you don't want a sense of responsibility. You don't want the structure that I have in my home. Like I'm big on structure. I need it and I give that to my sons. So I'm big on structure. So of course he's getting ready to be 18. He has a problem with, he don't like it. He don't like it. He don't like being told what to do. Now, will he respect it? Yes, he respected it. And even that was a process. Okay. But we're at a point of understanding now, and it's it's better. It's better for us, for our dynamic, for how we do things is better. So everything is a process. Healing situations, healing circumstances, healing yourself, all right? Healing your emotions, healing your mental state. It's all a process. Don't beat yourself up through the process. Okay, give yourself a chance. Don't beat yourself up through the process. Don't look at what someone else is doing and have that mindset of, well, dang, look where they at. I want to be like them. I want to be where they at. I want to do what they do. No, it don't work like that, baby, because they process ain't your process. Your process is not their process. Everyone has their own process. Everyone has their own lessons. Everyone has their own path. Everyone is going to be on their own journey. It may be some similarities. It may, because we are meant to align with others. Okay, we are meant to come together with our soul tribe to guide and teach others. All right, but you have to learn the lesson to be able to guide and teach others. You have to be willing to go through those steps, those painful steps, okay, those moments of frustration and irritation. You got to be willing to go through that. You got to learn ways to get through that. You have to be able to shift your energy in a way that it doesn't cause you the deep depression, the distorted emotional state or mental state. Okay, because it's possible. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, I'm too far gone. And but you're really not. You're really not. You just don't know how close you may be to a breakthrough, but you just don't give yourself that chance. So how would you know? How would you know? I'm talking about, man, this is coming from somebody that dealt with suicidal thoughts at one point years ago. Okay, I attempted suicide years ago, and I shared this story on my channel before, but this was years ago. And this was things that I did to get away from other people, to get away from abuse, to get away from people doing me wrong, to get away from the frustration over that stuff. And then I had to learn, like, I'm giving away way too much of my energy. I'm giving away my power to people that is, you know, we just, that was too much for me. Okay, so I started pouring more into myself. I started pouring more into my path. I started focusing on me, okay, and building myself, building within myself. And it's to a point now where people can take shots and I'm probably a laugh. It's not gonna hurt me. Okay, you could take your shots, you could throw your shade, baby, and I'ma still pray for you. I'ma still pray for you to heal whatever that is broken in you that makes you be that type of individual. Okay? I'ma still guide you and enlighten you in the ways that I know God wants me to. Cause that's what I'm here for. I ain't here to hurt nobody. I ain't here to cause no pain. I'm here to love, teach, guide, and uplift. That's what I'm here for. I already know that. Been knowing that about myself for years. So I just had to step into my own purpose. I just had to accept myself. I just had to learn how to love myself better. Okay, so that's what it is for me. That's what it is for me, and that's what it can be for you. Okay, you don't have to sit hurting, sorrow, crying all the time, 24/7. You don't have to do that. It's really a choice. It's really a choice. And some people would be like, "Oh, I don't have no choice. I don't know why I feel the way I feel." Get to know why you feel the way that you feel. Get to know why you feel the way you feel. Cuz no one is meant to stay stuck or stagnant. Okay, you keep yourself in a mental prison, emotional prison, financial prison. These are all actions that we choose to take or not take. for ourselves. So, okay, self-love, accountability, okay? Because I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, it was the things that everybody did to me. I chose to deal with them people in my past that was hurting me. I chose to accept those people in my life that was hurting me. I chose to continue to help those people that was hurting me. I made those choices. Okay, I made those decisions to do those things. So when I learned that it was too much for me, and when I saw that it was taking a toll on my overall health, not just my mental and emotional state, it was my overall health. Okay, when I found myself in and out of hospitals and doctors, and I was like, damn, ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here. It's just me. So then I learned it's time to change. You got to change something. Okay, so here I am trying to help y'all. Okay, all right, trying to give y'all a little bit of game, just enough for you to push forward. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. Just love on yourself. Learn how to love on yourself. Learn how to love on yourself. And if you feel like and know that you love yourself, learn how to love yourself a little better. Okay, all right. I love y'all. And I'm going to end it there. Be blessed. Nothing less. I appreciate you so much, Rico King. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. You have a blessed day as well, love. Enjoy y'all Sunday. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I may talk to y'all later, depending on how I feel. But I'm getting ready to go outside because I feel like being outdoors. I feel like going for a walk, okay? So be blessed, nothing less. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.